It was supposed to be the day for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, but it wound up being the day for Amanda Gorman. And we're going to talk about it when we get back. I'm CLM II for Style with Power, the channel that helps empower men through style. Happy Monday. We hope everyone out there had a fantastic weekend. Well, as you know, last week was the inauguration, and it was supposed to be the day for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, their big day. But what we're going to show you when we get to hot topics and current events, it really turned out to be the day for a young lady by the name of Amanda Gorman, and she was fantastic. Yes, and we're going to show you and talk a little bit about her. But before we get there, if you're into videos that talks about style, talks about fashion, that talks about empowerment, and talks about mindset, well, this is the channel for you. So don't forget, hit that subscribe button, hit the little notification bell so you'll know every time we upload a video. And if you're watching this on Facebook, give us a thumbs up and a like. We'll really appreciate it. We're going to start the show with our first segment. And we're going to ask the question, can suits and sneakers go together in what we call, what should I wear? When? Well, if anyone out there has been watching the trend of the day, we now see over the last few years that men have been wearing sneakers with their suits. And there's a way to wear it. And I was a big person that was against wearing sneakers with suits. When I first saw it, I was that guy. I was like, that looks ridiculous, because I'm a shoe guy. And I actually did a video on shoes. You can see that right up here. And you can go and check that out. But I was actually a big shoe guy. But I must say that my mind has been changed. And I actually did a video about wearing sneakers, because sneakers is a billion-dollar industry. And they really have some nice ones. But instead of me talking about how to wear sneakers with your suits, I went out and I got some videos from some of the people who I admire on YouTube, and I'm gonna let them talk about it. So we're gonna watch this and we'll be right back.
Easiest, smoothest, and least fussy way to get into the sneaker and suit look is to go with a low-cut leather or suede sneaker. As you can see here, I've got my cotton suit, white polo, and my all-white Stan Smiths. I know you guys tease me all the time, I rock the Stan Smiths with everything. That should tell you something. Now, if you're gonna do this look, you definitely wanna go with either a suede or a leather low-cut sneaker. Now for our second look, we're gonna up the ante a little bit and the degree of difficulty. Now you can wear a running or training sneaker with a suit. However, you want to err away from chunky sneakers. If you're going to wear a running shoe, wear one that's rather sleek. As you can see here, I have some nice internationalist Nikes on that go very well with my blue cotton suit and a black t-shirt. Simple, streamlined, but still smooth and polished. Now, one of the keys that I have to stress with this look is the suit. Now, as you notice with all these looks, all of these suits are very tailored and slim fitting. A baggy suit will throw off this look, so don't even try it unless your suit is well tailored. Now for our third look, we're going to push the envelope even a little bit more. I'm going to show you how you can rock high-top sneakers with a suit. Now the key to this is you want to wear a streamlined, non-fussy high-top sneaker, preferably not a basketball shoe. So for this look, you're going to put the Jordans away. Now, as you can see here, I have a nice suede Lacoste sneaker with no fuss. very streamlined, and it mixes right in with my monochromatic gray look. Sleek, smooth, but still casual with an air of polish. Now for our fourth and final look, I'm gonna show you how to take your everyday boring navy suit, add a little pop of color with some suede sneakers, and have a little bit of fun. Now as you can see here, I've got my navy suit, but I've paired it with a nice pair of red suede Pumas. That pop of color makes it really stand out, shows a little bit of personality. So go ahead, have a little fun with these looks, but make sure you keep the sneaker streamlined and smooth.
Wearing suits and sneakers, it's more of your more relaxed look. It's if you don't want to wear denim and you don't want to dress all the way up, you can wear sneakers and it looks cool. It was actually, it happened by accident. In New York during Fashion Week, there's a lot of street style photographers who were just snapping, the typical guys with suits. And then, a lot of New Yorkers walk to and from work, but they don't want to wear their Ferragamos, they don't want to wear their leather soles, so they started wearing sneakers.
Right.
Street style photographers seen that, they liked it, started shooting, bam, it was all over GQ.
When you wear it is when you're doing something casual, like anything that jeans would be okay to go to, a suit with sneakers is also fine. But if you're expected to wear a suit, you wear dress shoes. If it's high formal, like sneakers are a no-go. Sorry guys, it's not for every occasion.
So plain and simple, 9 out of 10 times, you're gonna wear suits with sneakers in the daytime.
Yes.
So it's perfect for like a brunch, like a casual event, maybe a weekend that maybe you have a date, but it's not your first date,
Yeah, I mean, at night, maybe it's like if you're going to the bar with the boys where, like I said, jeans and a t-shirt is acceptable, but you wanna, switch things up a little bit. But that's pretty much when to wear them.
There you have it. And I think that their advice is really, really good and really, really poignant. And I know I have taken their advice, and I definitely make sure that I wear certain types of sneakers and I wear my suits a certain way, because when you put on sneakers, you're really exuberating a casual look, right? Sneakers should not be worn formally, even though you do see some people out there who try to wear it with tuxedos and it just doesn't look as good. But casually, yeah, you could put on a nice pair of sneakers, especially with the cost of sneakers today. You should definitely be able to wear sneakers with your suits. Well, it's time for our next segment, the Hot Topics and Current Events segment. We just came off an historic week where we had the inauguration of Joseph Biden and the first African-American Asian woman as Vice President, Senator Kamala Harris. She is now VP Kamala Harris. It was a very, very historic event, but a young 22-year-old poet laureate stole the inauguration, and she did a fantastic job. Let's take a listen.
Mr. President, Dr. Biden, Madam Vice President, Mr. Emhoff, Americans, and the world. When day comes, we ask ourselves, where can we find light in this never-ending shade? The loss we carry, a sea we must wade. We've braved the belly of the beast. We've learned that quiet isn't always peace. In the norms and notions of what just isn't always just is. And yet the dawn is hours before we knew it. Somehow we do it. Somehow we've weathered and witnessed a nation that isn't broken, but simply unfinished. We, the successors of a country and a time where a skinny black girl descended from slaves and raised by a single mother can dream of becoming president, only to find herself reciting for one. And yes, we are far from polished, far from pristine, but that doesn't mean we are striving to form a union that is perfect. We are striving to forge our union with purpose, to compose a country committed to all cultures, colors, characters, and conditions of man. And so we lift our gazes not to what stands between us, but what stands before us. We close the divide because we know to put our future first, we must first put our differences aside. We lay down our arms so we can reach out our arms to one another. We seek harm to none and harmony for all. Let the globe, if nothing else, say this is true. That even as we grieved, we grew. That even as we hurt, we hoped. That even as we tired, we tried. That we'll forever be tied together, victorious. Not because we will never again know defeat, but because we will never again sow division. Scripture tells us to envision that everyone shall sit under their own vine and fig tree, and no one shall make them afraid. If we're to live up to our own time, then victory won't lie in the blade, but in all the bridges we've made. That is the promised glade, the hill we climb, if only we dare it, because being American is more than a pride we inherit. It's the past we step into and how we repair it. We've seen a force that would shatter our nation rather than share it, would destroy our country if it meant delaying democracy. And this effort very nearly succeeded. But while democracy can be periodically delayed, it can never be permanently defeated. In this truth, in this faith we trust, for while we have our eyes on the future, history has its eyes on us. This is the era of just redemption. We feared it at its inception. We did not feel prepared to be the heirs of such a terrifying hour, but within it we found the power to author a new chapter, to offer hope and laughter to ourselves. So, while once we asked, how could we possibly prevail over catastrophe? Now we assert, how could catastrophe possibly prevail over us? We will not march back to what was, but move to what shall be, a country that is bruised but whole, benevolent but bold, fierce and free. We will not be turned around or interrupted by intimidation, because we know our inaction and inertia will be the inheritance of the next generation. Our blunders become their burdens. But one thing is certain: if we merge mercy with might and might with right, then love becomes our legacy and change our children's birthright. So let us leave behind a country better than the one we were left. With every breath from my bronze-pounded chest, we will raise this wounded world into a wondrous one. We will rise from the gold-limbed hills of the west. We will rise from the wind-swept northeast, where our forefathers first realized revolution. We will rise from the lake-rimmed cities of the Midwestern states. We will rise from the sun-baked south. We will rebuild, reconcile, and recover in every known nook of our nation, in every corner called our country. Our people, diverse and beautiful, will emerge battered and beautiful. When day comes, we step out of the shade, aflame and unafraid. The new dawn blooms as we free it. For there is always light, if only we're brave enough to see it, if only we're brave enough to be it.
Wasn't that a beautiful, beautiful poem? And that young lady is going places. A matter of fact, I heard that she has a book out, and because of what she did at the inauguration, her book shot to #1 on the bestseller list. And I'm just so happy to see our young women being honored the way that she has been honored. She's fantastic. And she says that she's going to run for president in 2036. So let's look out for that. And Amanda, kudos to you. We're behind you 100%. Our last segment is called, What Should I Do in This Situation? I got a letter from a gentleman who told a story about a woman friend who he's had for years. They grew up together. And they used to hang out every now and then, of course, before COVID hit. But they used to hang out and they used to have a good time together. And he told a story about how this young lady invited him and another young lady to go to a birthday party of a male friend of hers. And when they got to the birthday party, the young lady who came with her was inquiring about the birthday boy. Evidently, the birthday boy was a very, very good-looking young man, and she asked her friend, is he single? And, he's very handsome, and I would like to get to know him. And I guess the gentleman really, really was a good-looking guy, and this young lady was really, really inquiring about him. And what the gentleman said in his letter was that his friend told her all of these bad things about the birthday boy. And she was supposed to be good friends with the birthday boy, but she really talked about how she really discouraged the young lady, saying that, he's no good, he doesn't treat women right, and I would not, try to get to know him better, and I would not date him. So the young man was kind of thrown aback because he's figuring, well, why would you talk so badly about a person who you call your friend? And then, so he's asking the question, should I continue my friendship with her? Because after hearing her speak so badly about this guy, I'm wondering, is she speaking badly about me? Great question. See, what happens with us is that we build these relationships with individuals, and the type of individuals who we hang out with are a reflection of us. So evidently, you're going through a situation where your friend has some bad characteristics, has some characteristics that you don't approve of. And you're right to wonder if she's talking badly about this guy who she calls her friend. Yeah, she might also be saying bad things about you when you're not around. So I know it's a tough decision to give up on individuals because we all like to forgive individuals. But I would say to you that you should think very, very closely about your relationship with this young lady, because evidently she's not always honest. And maybe you're the type of person that you like transparency, you like honesty, and when something like that happens, you might want to distance yourself from this person. Or you may just want to keep the friendship at a distance, a casual friendship where you talk to them every now and then, you're very cordial, but you may not want to invest more time with this young lady. Well, that's our advice for this particular situation. And if you have a situation that you want to talk about, you can reach me at stylewithpower@gmail.com. And you can send me your questions about relationships, and I'll see if I can give you some of my wisdom as I get older. Well, that's it for this week's show, and I will see you next week.